Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read for Wednesday, January 11th, 2023. I do want to thank you so much for joining me for this reading, but do keep in mind, as always, this is general for the day for all 12 signs, so you know what to do. Just take what resonates, and don't forget to hit that like button. But do bear with any background noise coming from outside, but I do want to get this done for you. But I pre-pulled two Queen of the Moon Oracle cards, if I can even say it. Let's see what we got. We have patience and abundance. Bear with the struggle. I am still waking up, but it's going to be a day where you do have to have certain levels of patience, naturally, with certain outside factors. I feel like naturally for some, given that I mentioned it, some background noise could be possible, energy potentially playing into it, your own habits potentially playing into it. But naturally, through out this day, there's abundance to be experienced, to be acquired. They're saying take it into your own hands. Interesting. But let's do some shuffling and pull some tarot. Patience is a virtue, is now what I'm hearing naturally. Sly as a fox. I feel like somebody is not to be trusted around you. The Page of Swords. I do feel like in the midst of trying to teach other people or one specific person, I'm hearing the word inform. It could be more so and or in regards to what you're being taught from somebody else or multiple people, what Spirit's trying to inform you of. Yeah, that's when the patience is going to need to come into play. At least part of which. But the Nine of Cups, look at that, beautiful. It's a day where, given what you have to overcome, what you have to deal with, cope with, and they're saying minimize as well. There's, again, abundance to be acquired, but Spirit's saying there's a wish fulfillment that you just need to reach for. You could be making an important phone call, reaching out to a business, or they're saying a partner or somebody of importance in one way, shape, or form. Somebody could be reaching out to you. It could be an approval coming through. They're saying the answer is yes. The answer is yes. But I feel like you're being reminded that you deserve that quality opportunity, however that works out for you. And I do feel like something's thriving, something's growing, something's working out for you and not against you at this point along your path. But I do feel like you have to dig for your inner strength through it all, okay? You will be viewed as very strong, as very bold, but feeling a bit, they're saying weak or just tired on the inside, okay? Now that might be evident to a certain extent, but I feel like all the meanwhile, people do see or have up until this point or at certain points seen your strength, so don't let it alter your confidence. Don't let it alter the quality of what you're producing, developing, or whether or not to go after something. But I do feel like Spirit's saying, what do we need to release? What do we need to cut out? What's making you feel less strong, right? But it's this day that reminds you, yeah, things aren't perfect. Things do feel like a bit of a struggle at certain points, but the possibilities are endless. And I feel like some of which are being viewed as a bit of an angel, right? Or a full angel, okay? One of which who speaks the truth and just can do no wrong or just shines in their imperfections. Let it be and you will see. Let it be and you will see is now what I'm hearing. I do feel as if there's a focus on you needing to hydrate. I mean, I should take my own or Spirit's advice in this case. But I do feel as if overconsumption throughout this day will do you dirty, okay? Will not help in any way, shape, or form. But I do feel like you need to recognize where you're feeling a bit stubborn. And why is that? All right, there's something to learn or something to adjust or both. Let's keep pulling. The Star, because I do feel like people are viewing you as a star. I do feel like your goals, your dreams, your wishes need to be solidified in one's mind or just gone after, believed in once again potentially. You need to recognize that you do need to replenish oneself, okay? Take care of yourself so that you are prepared for this new beginning that I feel is quite close. As I took a second to hydrate, I did hear the message of take a deep breath and try again. Take a deep breath and try again. There's a sense that you might have to, through digging for that inner strength and patience, having to redo something one, if not multiple times, but the process is purposeful, all right? And the end result will be quite spectacular. Wow, bear with me. Didn't realize that was horribly out of the frame. But I just feel like things don't feel perfect throughout this day, but they're not meant to. All right. Somebody around you needs to get it together. Fly it onto the ground. The Four of Wands, because I do feel like this day highlights the fact that things are falling into place. All right. And I'm seeing the cards and noticing how imperfect they are as far as where I've put them, right? Not being completely straight, but I feel like that's accurate for this day. You need to be content with the lack of perfection. I'm now hearing waking up to the truth, waking up to the truth. There's a feeling that this day shows you evidence that your hard work, your efforts are paying off. A sense that something's churning in your favor, okay? The wheel's turning in your favor. It feels like karma is also taking a highlight. Why do you feel as if somebody deserves negative karma? And I feel like if you do, you're quite on point, but don't focus on it, because I do feel as if they're a snake, all right? And I do feel like it's like as much as past efforts in a positive sense are paying off for oneself and potentially for other people, past negative actions and lack thereof which is also coming back to bite one, if not multiple people in the behind, okay? So positive and negative karma coming into play. But I do feel like what you learn, what you gain knowledge-wise, right? Whether this is more coming from spirit, coming from somebody else through just random discoveries or one in particular throughout this day, that'll feel rewarding, okay? And I do feel like spirit's saying you deserve a person, place, or a situation, however it works for you, that's going to make you feel at ease. I feel like this came up in the previous daily read. But I feel like at certain points you're going to struggle to breathe, right? Whether it's due to overly working out, whether it's due to the energy in a situation. They're saying smoke for some. I just feel like you're going to need to catch your breath and just breathe, okay? Or just understand that you can either do something about it or just step away from that situation. I do feel as if this day entails levels of movement, communication, right? Efforts, again, paying off, I want to say. But I just feel like a lot could be taking place or coming towards you. It feels like your busy Tuesday is shining for all to see, or just to benefit this Wednesday. Very interesting. I'm hearing this feels off, and you need to trust that feeling. When something doesn't feel 100% or right, then you either need to step away from that situation, or you need to redo something, or you just don't accept. It's like accept imperfection in its beautiful form, right? To not stress oneself out over wanting perfection. But if something doesn't feel right to you, then you need to trust that feeling, okay? Just as much as you would be pushed to trust your intuition all the meanwhile. But I do feel like Spirit's saying change is the name of the game throughout this day. When you need to change up your approach to something, you'll instantly see its benefit, right? When you think back to a previous change, you'll be pushed to think about its benefit in your situation, right? Regardless of how that comes to be or has come to be for you. If there's a change you know you need to make moving forward when it comes to your day-to-day routine, or adding on a situation, or letting something go, releasing something, that's going to benefit you all the meanwhile, okay? So it feels like change from the past, present, and future comes to be, or at least in your mind. Let your attention vary is what they're saying. I feel as if overly focusing on one thing for too long is going to be detrimental or just frustrating for oneself. So when you feel like you're staring at something or thinking about something, focusing on something for too long, shift to a new focus, right? Keep it fresh, keep it bouncing, okay? Keep hopping towards the next. Very interesting. And I feel like that also was wording for the Hierophant. I feel like you're being reminded that you're very, very intuitive at this point along your path, and some of which drawn to the reading can feel out energy quite strongly, so, and accurately. So you need to be trusting that, because I feel as if you're being proven right in one way, shape, or form. Even if that feeling has been continued over the last couple weeks, days, it could go further back. It could have been at just one point recently, or winding back, and now that's being proven right. I feel like spiritual messing with is taking place as they gave me this tickle in my throat. But I do feel like your happily ever after takes a focus. You deserve the fulfillment, all right? Even if things feel frustrating and just again entail a need for true patience. But I feel like family comes to mind or into play at some point. Children, even if you're not fond of them, interesting. The environment, the location that you're in. I feel like the outside factors of which come into play, whether it's the weather, nature as far as the trees, animals, that takes a focus at certain points. Play with it is what I'm hearing. Play with it. And I did get that vibe when I saw the balloon here. Okay, somebody's birthday might come into play, but I do feel as if there needs to be a touch of fun to what you're creating, developing, trying to accomplish, even if it does feel a bit frustrating because it will help you in one way, if not multiple ways, okay, or what you're trying to accomplish at that time. I do feel like any nerves need to be shaken off, all right? And if it's feeling just so heavy in that moment, energy wise, step away, okay? But it just feels like naturally, look at that, the Six of Cups, thoughts of the past, all right? Bringing up the past to benefit the present and the future, potentially to prepare for what lies ahead, but to, I feel like, benefit what you're producing, developing, or just contemplating at this time. But again, it's this day that entails true levels of patience, but there's abundance to be acquired, to be acknowledged, and you just need to dig for the inner strength, take care of oneself along the way, and just do what you have to do. And again, I want to stress, don't focus on something for too long, but let that wheel turn in your favor and recognize that there's a wish fulfillment on the horizon for you, all right? Another productive day where you'll feel rewarded and very grateful by the end, but it doesn't come without certain twists and turns and small obstacles to overcome along the way, all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Wednesday, and I'll see you next time.